GSL Season 2 champion in 2021. Unreal.
It can never be found.
Welcome to Dark Era.
Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left.
Watch your mouth around me,
Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left.
2021 GSL Season 3. Today's matchup: Zest, Classic, Dream, Creator, Armani, SpeCial. 2021 GSL Season 3. Africa TV Pre-Cup Studio Live. 2021 GSL Season 3.
Hey guys, welcome back to GSL Code A, day number 1. I'm Artosis, joined by Scan, the StarCraft 1 Pro. Plays a lot of StarCraft 2 as well. Just to update anyone who has joined the stream more recently, Tasteless is in forced quarantine, so we'll be missing Code A, unfortunately. He doesn't have coronavirus. He was testing everything, but that's the law out here. So, yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. But nice to have you here, Scan, getting your point of view on some of these 3 racks builds that we're seeing from Dream. And we have SpeCial going up against Armani next.
Yeah, SpeCial is also my teammate for StarCraft 2 Sidestorm gaming team. I'm going to root for him. Kind of biased on here. He's also Terran anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of rooting for him. I really want him to play really well against Armani. I would like to see some cool tactic if he has some.
Yeah. I mean, he's always been very good TVZ, I think, and he has a pretty big range. Like, he can definitely go mech, he can definitely go bio.
He's very flexible, I heard.
Yeah. He's actually really come into his own in the last, like, I would say 2.5 years or so. Because he's been in Korea basically forever. He was one of the first guys to kind of come out here. He tried it a couple different times, come into Korea, and he's done, like, he kind of went under TY's wing. He's, like, really good friends with TY and, like, kind of copied his style and learned a lot from him. They were using a lot of the same builds, even to the point where they were both top 4 in BlizzCon one year, and he had to hold back builds because he played before TY, and they were both playing TVZ. So it was, like, kind of that crazy of how much he was following in the footsteps. But again, more recently, he's kind of branched out on his own. He plays a modified style. It's not exactly like TY. It's more special, right? So it's been cool to watch him grow in that way. And I mean, he's super strong, and I'm hoping that he can have a nice deep run here in GSL. I've been big fan of SpeCial for a long time. I've known him since he was like...
When did he come to Korea for this competitive scene?
Okay, so it's actually like a long story between SpeCial. I met him when he was like 12 as a Brood War player, and he was like an up-and-coming guy in the foreign scene, and kind of took him under my wing at that point. And then when I moved to Korea, he was actually like... we were trying to bring over... non-Korean players to play on Korean teams because I worked for the team Eastro, basically, right? So Idra had already come over, and then I helped Noni to come over, and then I helped Rhett to come over, and actually the next one that was going to come over was SpeCial, but then StarCraft 2 came along.
SpeCial 2 came, not SpeCial. StarCraft 2 just came out at the same time. So
StarCraft 2 came along, and it was like, okay, well, StarCraft 1 is now dead in the non-Korean scene. Let's go ahead into StarCraft 2, and then so I helped him to get onto TSL, the SCV Life. It was one of the early StarCraft 2 pro teams that had Pult on it and everything. But that didn't last too long. He went home. He was a bit homesick, still a young kid. Then he came back on Team 8 for Pro League and whatnot, and became good friends with TY. And yeah, he basically like has made it over here ever since. So. Yeah, it's been a long time. He's been out here a very long time. And, you know, when coronavirus started, he's really like one of the only guys that was able to remain.
Armani.
Yes, Armani, actually.
So tell me about him.
Yeah, so Armani was like the least experienced GSL player for a while. GSL wasn't getting a lot of new blood in Code S, and he was kind of like the guy where it's like, oh, Armani's only been in 5 GSL Code S's, right? And that was like kind of the low number. And he started to kind of rise up, and he ended up having a meteoric rise where he got like a top 4, and he's been very solid ever since then. Like, he doesn't revisit top 4, but you know, he can beat everyone now, right? Like, he puts out some very good games.
So he got the mechanics and skills to achieve semifinal at least.
Yeah.
But I think he still needs to break his limit. Like, he seems a little struggling when I look at the career.
Yeah, he's kind of like the top 4 was definitely the pinnacle, and he's had a hard time since then, like delivering deep runs, but he does have good matches against the top players, so it doesn't feel like that was that much of a fluke, if you know what I mean, right? It's like he is a good player. He could make it back there if he gets the right bracket, if he has the right days. So here we go. It's game number 1 on Romanticide, Armani versus SpeCial.
Africa Freaks, Armani. Storm Gaming, SpeCial.
All right. One thing to mention, these guys are pretty good friends. They actually, about a year ago, were roommates. So they did live together for a bit, so they definitely know each other well and how they like to play and all that. Of course, they've both been GSL players for a super long time as well.
I find something interesting here. I see SpeCial made a depot and a barracks at the natural instead of the main base. We see double barracks going up, so this is going to be Reaper opening. Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Some of these walled double Reapers are pretty good.
But didn't Reaper get nerfed like couple years ago?
Yeah. Well, Reaper has gone through
I remember
so many changes
like
at this point.
Early of the Legacy of the Void, everyone used to go 3 racks Reaper into expansion, and they just constantly throw grenade, picking up drones. Even roaches like can't even touch Reapers whatsoever. And Bjorn, wasn't the Bjorn insanely good at Reaper micro back then?
Yeah, actually, you're remembering that quite well. Like, Bjorn actually single-handedly is responsible for 1 to 2 nerfs to the Reaper himself. There was actually a period where Bjorn would like literally even get +1 attack for his Reapers, and he would use them.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, no, he was. Well, Bjorn had a period where he was by far the best micro in the game. It was just insane back in 2016-ish.
Yes.
And yeah, at this, like, there was. This is one of my favorite stories, right? So we have in StarCraft 2 the 4 horsemen of Terran, as I like to call them, right? Which is Innovation, Maru, Bjorn, and TY, who are like, for a very long time, they were the 4 best Terrans in the world. They were by far better than all the other Terrans. But Bjorn's micro was so much better than everyone else's, and Maru was the 2nd best micro back then, right? So Bjorn would kill people with the Reaper build. He would just kill them with Reapers. And then the 2nd best micro in the world, Maru, there was this one series he did where he went the Reaper build twice and went 0-2 in this best of 5, and then switched the build and 3-0 the Zerg. So it was like, no, he just can't do what Bjorn can do. So it's kind of crazy. But we see SpeCial here. He's put on a lot of pressure now that he has 3 Reapers in. Starting to pick off some drones.
Nice picking off a couple of drones and also ruining a little bit of a mining time.
He ends up losing 2 in there, though. Maybe a little bit deep on that dive. Only, like, I like the getting 2 drones. He's, like, forcing some lings out and everything. And, of course, he's going double command center behind it.
We see 1 Hellion coming out. Okay, Steam Pack on the way.
And looks like just a kind of a macro follow-up. Armani is getting Overlord speed, so looks like he wants to get in and scout exactly what's going on, but he's just going to find that SpeCial's being a bit greedy behind.
So what is this 1 Hellion for? Scouting?
I'm not actually sure what that. Like maybe he just pairs it with the Reapers because it's it'll add that extra damage to the Lings, but like one.
But it's just a single
Yeah,
Hellion.
it's one Hellion is like the most unimpressive thing, right? What does one Hellion beat?
Nothing, I think.
Not much.
This 6 or 7 Zergling will just pretty much surrounding all those one Hellion, one Reaper.
This is weird looking.
But it actually is doing quite a lot of job here.
Yeah, I guess he pushes it back, so everything's fine. Stim is still here on the way. Medevac coming up as well. The Speed Overlord comes in and kind of scouts what's going on here for SpeCial. I'm not surprised he went Speed Overlord, honestly, because this is one of the maps where we see mech more often on, and SpeCial's very good mech versus Zerg. So I think double checking and making sure about exactly what's going on, very important.
We are seeing one Medevac flying towards the 12 o'clock side. 2 more Medevac on the way.
Yeah, just kind of macroing up here. Double Evo's just finished, and Armani does get that started on the +1 melee and +1 carapace.
Nice
SpeCial
pick
picking off the
off.
arrows, yeah.
Oh, he's straight going inside of main base. But gotta be careful. There are 4 queens. 5 queens, including the main.
Yeah, decides to just turn around there. Armani droning up a little bit now, trying to get up to that very strong 3 base economy. And SpeCial, I mean, he's landing his 3rd base, everything looking totally fine for him. Layer just starting for Armani.
I'm not sure whether this is a mistake or not, but okay, here is the double eBay coming up for SpeCial.
Yeah, that's a little bit late, isn't it?
Yes.
Normally, like, you want those eBays to be started by the time the evolution chambers are finished, but 1-1 is already halfway done, so
Nice
he steps
pick off.
forward, though. Look at this, he's picking off quite a few
Ooh,
queens.
That is 3, 4 queens, maybe 4th, a 5th queen.
Oh
I think
my
he can get it.
God. Yeah, putting out some
Oh,
insane damage.
I think he can end the game here.
Yeah. Okay, never mind, he doesn't need 1-1. That was
Wow.
silly. SpeCial pumped up about that victory. Just broke Armani's neck. It felt like, oh yeah, those are a little bit late. He did go 3 command center, so it felt like that was, very late eBays for such a macro-esque build, but he actually pulled up his Marines really well. He wasn't wasting them with that drop. And catches Armani kind of out of position there, right, with those queens, and picks them off. And that was like that went from Armani feeling fine about his game to dead in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think Armani was not reading what SpeCial was planning to do. He seems that he was a little bit off with getting Baneling in order to stop that Steam Rush with the 2 Medevacs.
Yeah, like if you don't have the Banelings against that, you need a lot more Lings than what he had, and you probably need like 7 queens or something.
Yeah, 7 queens in order to snipe the Medevac on time.
Yeah.
And maybe Zerglings to surround those Marine.
Yeah.
But he didn't have much of an army. I think he was just constantly pumping out drones, and he was just totally out of his rhythm.
Yeah, I think he read it wrong, right? Like he saw the 3 command center, and he looked at that and said, okay, yeah, he's going into more of a macro play. I don't have to worry. I have my 1-1 going. But SpeCial was nonstop on his production. I mean, great execution there. Good micro. Very solid from SpeCial. All right, our next map, 2,000 atmospheres. Now, obviously, Romanticide, we've talked a lot about how it is a good map for mech. So is 2,000 atmospheres because battlecruiser openings very strong on this map. All right, we are ready. Let's do it. Get into game number 2. See if Armani can tie it
GSL
up.
Season 3. Code A.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah. Double barracks proxy it's looking like here from SpeCial. He doesn't do this that often, honestly. That's actually kind of smart, isn't it? Like, for a player that doesn't mix this in as much, to go ahead and say, you know what, let's do it.
But that double barracks seems really far away from
Yeah.
Armani's natural. And he's not also building really close to the bottom side where he can lift up his barracks and land it inside of.
Yeah, it's
Armani's
really
main
weird.
base?
It's
Yes.
really weird how far away it is. Is it going to be a Reaper play? No, it's too late on the gas. It's not. It's gonna be Marines.
I don't understand.
Oh, you know what? There's this weird build that I saw. Who did this? I think it might have been Dream that did this recently, where they went like, it was double proxy racks. It was a fake bunker rush to force a bunch of like slow lings into like 4 Reapers or something, and then it's just like real harassment with the Reapers. Maybe it's something like that. It's like very obscure. I saw it like one time, I think.
We see the SCV is now building a bunker at the natural. I think the overlord spotted the bunker. So we'll be pulling about 10
he can't.
drones.
Yeah. See, this is a fake. He's making a Reaper right now. He's got one more Marine on the way. He's gonna cancel.
So what is this about? Getting 2 Marine and then follow up is 2 Reaper after that?
Yeah. I think you actually go to like 4 Reaper, and because your opponent is like losing a lot of mining time here, you just kind of cost them, right? He's gonna have like 8 or 10 slow Zerglings.
Yeah, I can also see he doesn't have enough Vespene gas to start the metabolic boost as well.
Well, you have to take Bunker Rush super seriously, but at this point, I think you should be looking and saying, this looks weird, right? This isn't enough units. And now he's sending the Marines and SCVs home, I think? Yeah. Oh, he only made 1 Reaper? Oh, no, there's a second. Okay. I thought you were supposed to make more than 2 with it, but I guess, you know, the 2 are going to do all right.
Interesting
Yeah.
opening by SpeCial here. But it seems he's working it on the way. He's making it work.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fine. It's like Armani, I think Armani lost like 1 drone. He had to make
And look at
quite a few lings too.
And look at that worker count. It's almost even. So I think it's somewhat ruined Armani's rhythm of this game. And his metabolic boost is also slow. 3rd CC is on the way for SpeCial. A single barracks is just pretty much going to scout what he is doing.
And that's really useful too.
Yes.
That's just being able to consistently scout with this. And in fact, on 2000 Atmospheres, it has the biggest dead airspace of all the maps behind the main. So you can actually just fly that barracks out and then fly it back in later. He's really got his own overlord right now.
Nice Reaper micro. Oh, Zerglings.
Yeah, just bouncing those queens. He's going to have to get out of here now. Nope, he's gonna go
nice
back.
turn. Zerglings are totally out of place.
Oh.
And I think he will pick up a couple of drones.
Oh my
1
god.
drone.
Dude, look at this. I have never seen this before. He's actually going Fusion Core right now. But hold on, a Zergling counterattack. He does have a couple Hellions about to pop out, but he might lose all of the SCVs at his natural. So yeah, he's gonna lose quite a few SCVs there.
Ooh, just loading up that supply depot on time.
And now the Overlord comes in, sees that Fusion Core. So that is a great scout as well for Armani.
We see Roach Warren is going up for Armani.
Not necessarily the best building against BCs. Is he still going to go BCs here now that it got scouted?
I thought going Mass Queen is the option, like the solution against the mass battlecruiser opening.
Yeah, generally you make spores and go like queens, and if they keep going BC, eventually you get like some corruptors out, but it seems as if SpeCial is going to change course here. He like started Cloak for like a half second while the Overlord was still in there. He canceled that. I believe he actually canceled the Fusion Core. I didn't catch that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. So he swapped it with the barracks, and getting the steam pack on the way.
And we see spores being added right now, so definitely Armani thinking, well, you know, even if you know the battle cruiser is coming, it's still useful. It's definitely not bad, especially on 2,000 atmospheres. But yeah, just a straight bio play coming up. Roaches on the way here for Armani.
This game is looking great for Armani compared to the last game. He's getting those roaches. But I wonder how he is going to be holding this 2 tank with the 2 medevac timing. Wait, is he gonna have enough siege tank on time before 2 medevac comes out?
The roaches, it doesn't seem to be a roach game. Like, he made these roaches. He did have the roach warren.
Ooh, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, definitely a special, wasting off his Hellions pretty quickly. The roaches take a little hit there and run back. But the Spire is on the way, Baneling Nest as well. So definitely Armani heading down that Ling Bane Mutaro. Some nice micro here from SpeCial, picking off these units that are across the map. Armani just a little bit too strong there. Pushing him back. SpeCial upgrades well ahead. But the mutas are going to be coming here shortly.
I think SpeCial is waiting for 2 tanks. When I played DBZ, I heard 2 tank is like the right time of moving out for Terran with the combat shield. And I think the combat shield is about 50% done. And if he loads that 2 tanks up from the natural, where he's getting additional medevacs, he might be able to start harassing that 3rd expansion. Here is
Do you think you should go after the 3rd or the 4th here?
I'll personally go for 4th. But here is the 8 Nautilus.
Oh, no.
Will be intercepting.
I think this ruins his timing attack that you were talking about there. Like, his combat shields in 1-1 are just finishing. But to lose 2 medevacs and what was that, 12 Marines?
Yeah.
That's rough, man. Like, 13 Marines is nothing. 25 is something.
That isn't looking great. Combat shield just finishes. Picking up maybe 1 more. Just not in range.
Well, they'll be back to full health in a minute here, but Baneling speed on the way. 1-1 is going to be finishing for Armani. A little bit slow going on SpeCial as far as getting his 2-2. He was actually well ahead on upgrades, but now he's going to be behind.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Full loaded medevac should not be get killed.
I don't like this for SpeCial anymore. It felt totally fine until he lost the 2 medevacs, and now he's kind of bleeding units out. He doesn't have 2-2 started.
I
don't even know if he has the armory, honestly. Like, I think he...
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so, okay, he just started the armory. Ooh, everything's going wrong for SpeCial right now.
I think he should have waited for the siege tank and move out together, but now everything is just looking small. Like, how much of a special right now he has with the number of a Marine. A couple of a Marines getting picked off at the left. Here is Muta Ling Ling combination for Armani. Classic play from Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, coming up, and I mean, he's looking for a counterattack. I guess he can hit this 3rd pretty darn hard. Only a single missile turret there, no ground army. And his Lings and Mutas doing fantastically. SpeCial pulling his army back. Like, this is terrible for SpeCial. Especially since, at this point, I don't think he can actually even attack a base before 2-2's done, so he's going to be down 2 upgrades against Ling Bane.
Yeah, look at that 2-2 upgrade. Is 50-60% done for Armani, and look at that Banelings, it's so much.
Yeah, his macro is getting out of control at this point. Armani maxed out. SpeCial trying to put a push together here. His army supply is not that far behind, but don't forget Lings and Banes. They cost half of a supply, so this is going to be... I think he's about to get destroyed here. As soon as Armani pulls that trigger... I mean, SpeCial, he has a good amount of siege tanks. Let's see what his targeting looks like on these Banes. But here come the Mutas trying to target down these siege tanks. They do get one. They're going to go ahead and get some more here as well. The Banelings rolling in.
Many.
Oh! GG.
Ooh.
Armani with a dominating victory there.
Yeah.
Do you think... Okay, so I love the opening from SpeCial. I wonder if because he saw the Roach Warren, he just assumed there wouldn't be a Spire.
Maybe he didn't use much of a scanner to confirm whether he's putting down the Spire or just constantly making roaches, but
Yeah, he
lack of information there.
He flew like the barracks over. I believe he saw the Warren with the barracks as it was leaving. The barracks died, but then he like got caught with the 2 medevacs. Everything started to get bled out, and he never could hit any sort of timing attack. Yeah, it was painful. But on to set 3, Blackburn, our next map. Armani versus SpeCial. Let's go.
GSL Season 3, Code A. Africa Freaks, Armani. Storm Gaming, SpeCial.
All right, so kind of a funny couple games. Again, I really liked the opening from SpeCial there. It was really interesting the way he faked the bunker rush into a couple of Reapers. Then he had his Overlord barracks, I guess we can call it, and you know, he got a lot of intel. He was teching up quickly. Unfortunately, his BC rush was getting scouted. I liked the ideas behind it, but I mean, at the end of the day, he got slammed, right?
Yeah. Since the map is Blackburn, I'm expected to see some classic expanding with a single barracks with the Reaper opening. I think he'll go for probably one factory into like 1 gas 3rd CC, the factory reactor.
Okay.
I heard that's like the most standard in PvZ, where you kind of like go for heavy macro with the super fast 3rd CC.
Yeah. It is quite popular. You know, I mean, sometimes people do it without factory, but I think with the Hellions, like just reactor into Hellion 3rd CC, like that was like Innovation's main build forever because it's just so solid. It gives you some really great macro. One thing to point out is on Blackburn, we've seen a decent amount of mech games. So, I mean, that is a possibility here from SpeCial. I mean, both the last 2 maps were pretty good for mech, and then this one's all right for mech as well. So, not sure if we're going to end up seeing it from him tonight or not. But I think he is one of the better mech players against Zerg.
Nice harassment.
Ooh, look at that. Blocks the
think-
gas. He's going to get the kill.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a good start, picking up 1 drone.
Yeah, especially that drone too, right? Normally what you do is if it gets blocked, you make the geyser, but he blocked it with the SCV, and down it goes. So he's going to have to bring a queen out to really force that drone to be able to make the 3rd. So a nice stalling there nice stalling tactic from SpeCial.
So I see creep spread at the moment and not doing the larva injection. So that means he's gonna play macro game. I heard somewhere that if you do the larva injection in the beginning, you're most likely gonna do like 2 base play. But he's already spreading the creep. That means we are going to see some macro opening by Armani.
Yeah, very important to get that creep down there. No doubt about that. You got to connect into that 3rd base and eventually the 4th. We'll see where like when he wants to end up taking the gold here as well, because obviously that's very harassable the way the gold minerals point towards the back. Roach Warren coming up.
Starport on the way.
Yeah, Raven. Oh,
Raven.
Raven.
What is this?
That is not what I expected. Like, in this matchup, getting a Raven that quickly, that's interesting.
I hope he didn't press the wrong button to make Raven here.
Yeah, like if it was a Banshee, I'd be like, okay, yeah, Banshee Hellion, yeah, that's a good composition. But with the Raven, I mean, people thought maybe, you know, with the change of creep tumor, you're going to see like
What is this? Raven into cloak?
Rave.
I think it might be
Well, he's making quite a few Hellions here.
Oh, he canceled it. He canceled the...
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, so he cancels the cloak as the Overlord turns around. The Raven flies out. A second Raven on the way. Oh, I'm fascinated.
What is this build? Is it auto turret harassment?
It might be auto turret, yeah. I mean, maybe you can get creep tumors with it as well? Auto turrets are good.
But how are you going to stop this 4 Roach? I guess maybe... That's
Well,
a lot of Hellions.
Yeah, 8 Hellions, not too bad.
There are 3 Ravagers.
Oh my god, he's coming through the slow zone here. Gonna back up for now. Special biding his time.
I
Figuring out
think,
what
he
he
needs
can.
to, I think he needs to start getting Marauders in order to stop these Roaches, but this Hellion is doing a little bit of a job, but it is morphing into Ravagers.
Yeah, that Hellion, that Zergling flank could have been amazing, but luckily he gets back in time. Now the 2 Ravens coming up, throwing down some auto turrets, brings the Hellions down to fight while they're being targeted down. I mean, they put out some decent damage there. Ravagers putting out a lot here onto that depot. The Hellion's getting pretty darn low here as well.
I'm not understanding why he's making more Marine here instead of Marauder. Because Marine doesn't do much of a damage against Ravagers. They're just going to be constantly using the spells and constantly picking up army or even buildings here and there.
Yeah. Well, he's making those Marines, getting some more barracks as well. He definitely has a tech lab getting that stim. And the Raven's going to start leaving now, which I think is fine. But I'm almost sad that Armani attacked him because I really wanted to see exactly what his tactic was going to be with these Ravens. And now he's used up some of their energy, so obviously, you know, he's not going to have as much, especially since they're going out over later.
And Armani is already ready to defend his 3rd expansion with 3 Queens with 1 Spore Crawler.
And the Raven going to pull back. Spores out. Some Lings here ready to take down auto turrets. And he's getting a ranged attack upgrade here. So just a little thing to add in there about Armani. Looks like he's going to go rogue style here on Blackburn and go Mass Roach Ravager. Time for the gold base. SpeCial floating down his own 3rd CC. You know, I guess that is one thing about the Ravens is you can harass that gold base a lot, right?
With auto turret?
Yeah. But, I mean, the gold base just now got started. Like, the Raven's a great unit. It's a great support unit. And, I mean, we see it be really effective, you know, in certain pushes against Protoss and stuff. But
he might be waiting for that, what is that spell cost? The one that you threw the missile?
Oh,
with
the Armor
Raven?
Shred?
Yeah, Armor Shred.
Yeah.
Maybe he might be waiting for that one. Maybe
yeah,
that could
Armor
be
Shred on a Roach would be good.
Maybe that could be the strategy he is prepared for of this map.
Like if you fight against Roaches, just kind of take their armor away and bash them with your Marines. And you can use the auto turrets in the early game, I guess, for harassment. Well, he didn't get too much harassment done, but he saved both the Ravens, so that's something. Hive on the way. Lots of Roaches and Ravagers being produced. Only 1 factory siege tanks in production right now, so that does make me just a little bit nervous for SpeCial. Hellions coming around to harass that gold base a bit.
Ooh, Raven.
Oh, nice micro there to save that one. The Spore Wall really stopping him here.
I wonder where the Queens are. I think Queens can pick up those Raven for free, but they're pretty much out of place. And ooh, here's the Armor Shred.
Yeah, look at that. And he is actually plowing through.
Wait, what? He didn't win the fight.
No, has to turn around. It started out pretty well for him, but ends up not as well as those auto turrets fall. All right, pushing forward once again. Going to battle him in the slow zone.
Oh, did you see that? The one meta that had it about 7 Marine inside, it just blew up.
Hydra's joining the battle now here for Armani, pushing SpeCial back.
Hydra range upgrade is already complete.
couple Vipers on the way. Well, yeah, this is turning into a very strange game, right? It's like Roach, Ravager, Hydra. They're going to have 2/2 upgrades, which is amazing. And that's going up against like Marine Marauder with some siege tanks, but it's not like a huge amount of siege tanks, right? Like a lot of times against this, you'll see a second factory go down or something like that, but it's mostly just like a big bioforce. I think the problem here is going to be the blinding clouds that come out of the Vipers, right?
Oh, yes.
That's going to make it really hard to utilize the range here.
I am looking at carefully whether he is switching to lurkers or whatnot, because I know lurkers are pretty strong in StarCraft 2 compared to StarCraft 1. Like in StarCraft 1, whenever you see a small amount of lurkers, you just, okay, I'll just go in and fight and split my Marine, but in StarCraft 2, you can't. I tried it multiple times, like my Marine Marauders just dies to lurker instantly in StarCraft 2. I was like, oh, I was shaking my head.
Yeah, no, they completely destroy it. But their armor shred going down as he pushes forward, but look at those blinding clouds beautifully done on top of those siege tanks. And without the siege tank support here, his main bioforce falling so quickly. He is rallying some more up. Finally, away goes that blinding cloud, but does he have enough to actually still take this? Looks like the answer is a just barely not. GG! And Armani takes game number 3 and the lead in the series. Another tough one there for SpeCial.
That was a little weird game.
Yeah, the opening of the Ravens, like I want to learn more. I'll try to ask him after the show what that was all about, but unfortunately, you know, Armani put pressure on him. He wasn't really able to utilize them that much, and then it was like, maybe it was for the armor shred on the Roaches, like that was certainly helpful, but yeah, I don't know. Doesn't work out for him. Lightshade going to be our next map. And I think at this point, it's pretty obvious that SpeCial not planning to do any sort of mech plays tonight, but maybe with how his bio's going, he wants to consider some different opener. I think he's one of the best battlecruiser openers in the world for Terran vs. Zerg, so I wouldn't mind seeing him try to get back into that, whether that falls up into mech or bio. All right, here we go. Map number 4.
GSL Season 3, Code A. Africa Freaks, Armani. Storm Gaming, SpeCial.
All right, has some fog on those glasses. Your glasses fog often while you play?
Not really. Unless I'm wearing, if I'm wearing a mask, then it will.
Oh yeah, that must be annoying. I can't imagine.
Okay, this time we are seeing SpeCial going for CC first instead of putting down the barracks. I think I've seen this build before. I think Bunny was doing it before.
Yeah,
in
he's done it.
previous what is it, Code A?
Yeah.
Was it a Code S?
It was a
or
Code S match
okay,
last
yeah.
season. He did it, yeah.
Wasn't he doing Helba with the Marauder Steam Rush?
Bunny brought a lot of builds last season, actually. He brought like a huge variety to his game. I wonder who's
So
doing
I
so well.
wonder if SpeCial is going to do the same build where Bunny did with the Marauder Hellbat Rush in this game.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, the CC first is going to go off without a hitch. That pool is not that fast.
And I'm also looking carefully of Armani's Ovaler scouting pattern. We see the second Ovaler, it is coming back to his natural after scouting the center of the map, whether there's any proxy barracks or whatnot.
Now, one thing I want to mention, I think I'm remembering this right. We don't see that many command center first. It just gets mixed in occasionally in this matchup. But I want to say I remember a game from last year, maybe, where it was like, I think it was TY, and this is why I'm bringing it up. because TY and SpeCial have, shared so many builds over the years and stuff. But I believe it was a command center first into 2 Starport BC.
2 Starport
Yeah.
BC. That sounds very spicy.
We've had a few 2 Starport BC games here and there, both in the foreign scene and the Korean scene.
And did he win with it?
Yes, he did.
Ooh.
Yes. So I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, so he actually starts a 3rd command center, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything. I mean, it could still be anything, honestly, but the factory finishing up. He does have 2 gases. 1 starport, all right.
Swapping with the barracks very soon.
Get those Hellions out there. Get on the map a little bit more. And just the Hellion production tech lab for that starport being made, of course, or most likely for that starport. It could be for quick stim, but feels more like a game where you're going to want to get like a Banshee or something. Just pretty standard for Armani. His 3rd hatch finishes up. But an excellent opener for SpeCial.
Yes.
Like, everything has gone perfectly for him so far. 0 pressure out of Armani.
Another tech left is going up.
Oh, okay.
So what is this?
Probably Banshee, right? Like, probably get Stim and Banshee.
So 1 Zergling will be sneaking in. Seeing.
Oh! Oh, well, there was an Overlord coming in anyways. I was going to say, that's like, oh no! Let him scout everything. All right, more barracks coming.
Oh, I think I know what this is. It is going to be pretty much standard for Hellion with the 1 Reaper. We'll be constantly like going for the scout and picking up some of creep spread. Maybe just a single Banshee into swapping with the starport with the factory and start making siege tank. And starport will be adding the reactor. So when the 2 siege tank comes out, you can prepare for 2 medevacs, and with the 3 racks team pack rush. I think that's the very classic opening of doing bio with a small amount of a siege tank push.
And he actually hides 2 of the barracks behind the minerals. So I think he waited until the Overlord moved out of vision range of that and then made those 2 down there. So just trying to like cover up what he's doing here against Armani.
I like this. So he is preparing for the build where I'm talking about. He's preparing 2 siege tank with the 2 medevac timing.
All right. Oh,
wait,
he
did
lost
he
the Banshee. The
How
Queen's
did he-
just walked into the middle of the map and got it. Oops.
SpeCial needs to pay attention here. If he makes a mistake, he's going to get knocked out.
Double reactor. Lots of marine production getting ready. 1-1 just a little bit ahead for Armani, but not that much.
Where's the second siege tank? Is he okay? There's a second siege tank on the way. I think it's a little late.
Do you think he's going to move at 2 siege tank, or is he going to wait
he
for
will.
for 1-1 to finish? You think before 1-1?
No, he won't be waiting for 1-1. He will just move out as soon as he gets the second tank.
Okay.
But that second tank production was a little too late, in my opinion, because he should be moving out soon. 1 medevac should be lifting up those 2 tanks.
Combat Shield looks like it's lined up with 1-1 as opposed to the push, but he does have Stim. Looks like it's going to be Lingbane Hydra over on the side of Armani. Not as popular anymore, but still pretty strong.
I think Armani is a little greedy over here. He's taking 4th and 5th base at the same time here. So if SpeCial brings all those army, including the siege tank, I think he can start picking up some of the Zerglings and Queen's creep spread at the same time. If you look at the terrain, he can put down the siege tank at the bottom side, but I guess he won't be going for super aggressive here. I don't think he knows there's a 5th base at the 9 o'clock. I think he's just assuming this is the 12 o'clock is the 4th base.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. You wouldn't assume that he's going to just take 2 bases right now, probably, because it's so common to just do a strong timing push on a 4th. But maybe that's why, right? He can give one of these up without too much trouble, without too much pain.
I'm also looking at SpeCial. He's not building armory, or is it already done? And he's not also producing worker at the moment. He's right now somewhat stuck at kind of like a semi all-in over here with the 48 workers. Okay, here's the something where I wanted to talk about with the siege tank position. That siege tank position can start picking up some army. But here are some Zergling standing at the middle, cutting off the reinforcements whenever he can.
Baneling's speed is finishing up here. Liberator's going to be coming up as well. A flank here from the Lings, but the Marines being microed very nicely to the sides. The Banelings actually don't get the greatest connections. Oh my god, SpeCial just destroying.
How did he win that fight? I thought he will lose this fight.
I think he got just the right hits onto those Banelings there, and just with nothing left over, he doesn't have the splash to deal with the Marines and medics. And there you go, the morphing Banelings go down as well. Liberators coming out and sieging up as SpeCial pushes forward into the natural.
That Marine is so low health. If he just gets the Baneling, he will be able to clear those, but I guess I don't think Armani can hold his army.
No, and you don't need your armories for 2-2 if you kill off their 2 evolution chambers. So gets rid of that. He's killed the natural. He's killed the 3rd base. There is a 4th and 5th, but Armani doesn't have an army to speak of. He's got like nothing left here.
Yes.
It is very low health Marines, so like maybe he can clear this still, but SpeCial hasn't taken damage back at home.
Look at their army value. 16 versus 74. GG. SpeCial will take game number 4.
All right, look at this. We're getting some nice long series tonight. Everything going to 5 games.
Yes.
This is what I want to see.
I'm rooting for SpeCial. He's my teammate. I hope he makes the right decision to make it into Code S.
Well, he played fantastically there. I think you were right calling it like kind of a semi-all-in there. Even though he was on 3 base and he had a lot of production, he had some decent upgrades. Still, that was all about that push, and he did a great job. You can see the frustration in Armani's face.
Yeah.
He is definitely not too happy with how that went, but now we go on to GSL Nautilus, our 4-player map. Definitely plays a bit different. It's a big, long map. Let's see what their spawns are to start, right? Because it's even though, well, we'll talk more about it as we get into it. But here we go, game number 5.
Code A. Africa Freaks, Armani. Storm Gaming, SpeCial.
All right. So, I mean, it's a 4-player map, and so we have to talk about the spawns a bit, and I would say that these spawns are a little bit better for SpeCial.
Ooh.
Oh, he's command center first
I
again?
like this.
Yeah.
I was about to talk about the build order in 4-player map. I remember like back in the day, I don't know whether it was Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty. Whenever it was a 4-player map, Terran can actually go for CC first.
Yeah.
And here's what we are seeing. CC first once again by SpeCial.
Such a powerful build if you can get away with it, and he's clearly going to get away with it. The Overlord's scouting the wrong direction. It's hatchery first from Armani, so SpeCial opens with, you know, a slight advantage, I would say. Great choice of builds.
For Armani's side, I would like to say he should not know whether this is a Rex expand or CC first, because it might ruin his mindset. Oh, well, he has gone for CC first. I should maybe try semi all-in or maybe go for 2-base all-in to finish the game immediately. But then at the end, he loses, and he will be just frustrated. Oh, why did I make that decision? So I think it's better to, not knowing he has gone for CC first, just play center as usual.
Yeah, it's an important aspect, actually, because I think people overthink in StarCraft a lot. I know I'm definitely someone who does that personally, but a lot of times people look at this and they say, oh, I'm behind, so I lose.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not actually it at all, right? Like,
Not at all.
The game has so much to it that you should just fight. Like, people make so many mistakes in every game of StarCraft. We have very few perfectly played games, if any, so no need to go too crazy.
We are seeing only one refinery, 2 marine production into reactor. The factory is on the way as well. Third CC already started. Very greedy buy SpeCial here.
Yeah, looks like he's going to do basically the same thing, right? Like, reactor Hellions most likely coming out.
Yes.
Does have that third CC coming. Has Armani still not scouted him?
I think he saw the barracks, but he doesn't know whether that was a Rex expand or CC first, but he might be able to figure out by now.
Yeah, I think he has a decent idea.
Did he just get to see the command center? Oh yeah, he did see the command center, so he might able to figure out that that has to be the CC first.
If his timings are really sharp, if he like looks at the clock, he might know exactly what the build is, but if he's preoccupied, he might miss it a little bit.
So here is the bunker going up for SpeCial. I think the natural is wide open. I think he might need to get the bunker up in order to stop the Ling harassment.
And we actually have a Roach Warren on the way.
Yes.
So there's the possibility that this gets very, very, very aggressive from Armani, but don't forget last time SpeCial did go for a Banshee, and Banshee is going to be his best friend if there's a Roach Rush coming. Oh, Battlecruiser. All right. But still, he has the tech to make the Banshee as well. And don't forget, with the third command center, like, even if you make these 8 Roaches, sometimes these games look funny where the Roaches will kill a ton.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah?
Whenever Zerg is making the Roach building behind of the mineral line, they're pretty much doing the all-in. Whenever they're playing standard, if I remember correctly, they go put down double evolution chamber plus the Roach Warren at the natural for the wall against the Hellion run by.
Yeah.
But he
hit it.
He hit it, the Roach building, so it has to be the all-in.
But
SpeCial,
actually,
yeah.
when he got, like, SpeCial scanned it as he started the Roaches, and he had 8 Roaches in production, then he instantly made 10 drones. So I think he's like, I think he was going to, and then maybe he's changing it because SpeCial scouted it so quickly.
Yes. That is a lot of bunkers SpeCial has made.
He's taking it, so he's sure it's an all-in. Look at this. All right, the Banshee comes out, and yeah, you just target it on those. I mean, yeah, that scan from SpeCial really paying off.
Yes, that was a nice, perfect scan for SpeCial. Here is... Did he cancel the fusion core? Or never mind, he still has it up from the minimap where I see. So I guess he will just go for, okay, Battlecruiser switch after the first Banshee, just to stop the Roach.
And I gotta say, it feels to me like SpeCial is ahead here. I like how this has worked out for him, right?
Yes.
But I think Armani's call once the scan came down to, you know, just make it like a more of a pressure and to drone behind it. I think he's making that good decision that you kind of talked about, right? Like, he started off saying, okay, let's go for an all-in, but now he's adjusting. He's like, well, if that's not going to work, we got to try something else.
Here is double eBay. I guess not enough Vesping gas for +1 armor.
Yeah, hopefully get that started pretty soon here. Maybe you just forgot. Sees the fusion core, so that's a very useful scout. Throw down some spores and whatnot. Banshee just in the middle, pushing back the Roach Ravager for now. Couple queens coming up to chase it.
Look at that worker count, 66 versus 59. SpeCial is doing really, really well over here. And here is the Battlecruiser teleport.
Kind of a funny teleport location. You don't generally see it like in front of the third.
Yeah, that is an interesting Battlecruiser teleport. I'm not sure whether this is a good decision to... Okay, maybe he's not going to lose the Battlecruiser.
You know, it feels to me like he had the Battlecruiser tech, so he's like, all right, let's make one. But it's not one of these games, you know, like normally when you see Battlecruisers, you see like 3.
Yeah.
But since he's going into bio and everything, he's trying not to overcommit, I guess. He doesn't really get that much done with it, honestly, but it's still useful. He can still do things with it.
I'm looking at very carefully up here whether SpeCial is going to be adding more barracks for 3 base, heavy push, or is he going to put down the 4th CC and go for heavy macro play here?
He actually is adding 3 tech labs, so it seems like he's gonna go like really, really heavily into Marauder.
Maybe that could be the additional 6th, 7th, and 8th barracks that he
Yeah,
made. So
I
it
think
could
so.
be three base push soon.
As 1-1 is coming. He's actually getting the armory this time, so definitely preparing for a bit later into the game. Hive is finishing up for Armani.
Quite looking funny how one battle cruiser with one Banshee here.
Yeah.
Doing quite a lot of job here. Picking up. Oh, not the second queen.
He only gets 1 queen. He takes all that damage. All right, nice micro there from Armani. SpeCial saving everything though. Hydra's being produced. 2-2 is on the way.
Heavy macro by SpeCial. I see 8 barracks is at his base. Slowly moving out. That is
Alright,
definitely
yeah.
a lot of Marine Medic Ball.
We're getting some pretty high supplies at this point. SpeCial chasing back this army immediately. He's gonna have to turn around though. He cannot fight that.
Ooh, I think he needs to run away.
Yeah, kind of surprised actually.
I think the boost is just on time. That is so fast with the speed zone.
I'm surprised he actually took that battle for a moment. That was
Random
a
battle
tough one.
cruisers once again. Does he have teleport? I'm not sure. I don't think
no, he
has.
used it too recently, I think, actually. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be back up quite
yeah,
yet.
the cooldown is pretty damn long. We see the Vipers just came out.
Well, I mean, it turns into a decent scout, but yeah, teleport coming up a little bit late there. Great yoink. Killing it off into that Spore.
I think we are seeing once again 3 base, heavy push by SpeCial.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Marauders in here with those Marines starting to plow through. The Hydra's doing some decent damage here, but is that going to be enough?
I think SpeCial is going to win this army battle.
Yeah, it looks like it. Getting here on top of this 3rd base. He's throwing down some blinding clouds, but that's not going to be enough. The drone's coming forward, and SpeCial looks like he is going to be eliminating Armani here, killing 21 drones so far.
Wow.
More units being rallied over. Armani trying to make some sort of defense here as more roaches pop out.
Did you notice that these tanks were pretty much totally out of range, and he just won the fight with Marine, Marauder,
He
Medevac?
definitely had a lot there. The opening of SpeCial really
Yeah.
allowing him to out macro Armani here at the end.
And when we look at the number of Medevacs, it's so large.
It's just there's not much that you can do. The supply differential in the army, it's twice as much for SpeCial, and that's going to be that. GG SpeCial advances to the GSL Code S. Putting his shoes back on for his winner's interview. Armani, it's sad to see him lose. He's been a more and more solid Zerg for us lately.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. I don't like seeing people eliminated in Code A, I guess, is the real story.
I didn't expect Armani gonna lose the fight because the seasons were pretty much totally out of place when the engagement started. But he lost. I think he lost because Vipers were pretty much too far away from his army.
Yeah, if he had a couple blinding clouds there to kind of push a piece of the bio back, his Hydras would have traded better, that's for sure. But yeah, he was just like a little bit low on that army. It's hard to scale up correctly with Roach armies. They're just so supply intensive for the amount that they do late game. But yeah, SpeCial putting out a very nice series here. There was some back and forth games, and here we go to the interview.
진출자 사이스톰 게이밍 스페셜 선수 만나보겠습니다. 자, 첫 번째 질문으로 2연속 16강 진출 소감부터 들어볼게요.
All right, SpeCial, congratulations on the win today. This is your 2nd consecutive advancement to the round of 16. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm very happy, especially after game 2. I was really angry because I completely made so many mistakes. I was in a really good position with my build, and then I just didn't finish the bunker. I suicided my Reaper, so I was really tilted after that. But I managed to pull it off in game 4 and 5, so I'm happy about that.
이제 정말 이어서 기분이 좋고요. 일단 두 번째 게임에서는 제가 우위를 점하고 있음에도 불구하고 제가 좀 이제 사소한 실수들을 많이 저질러가지고 두 번째 게임을 이제 내준 게 좀 실망스럽고요. 하지만 네 번째 게임이랑 다섯 번째 게임은 제가 잘한 것 같습니다.
네 번째 게임과 다섯 번째 게임 이야기를 하셨는데요. 정말 과감한 공격들이 많이 이어졌습니다. 또 배제도 참 적당한 배제도 좋았죠. 팬들이 워낙 공격을 화끈하게 해서 불꽃 테란 이렇게 얘기를 많이 했는데 좀 오늘 그 4, 5세트 얘기 좀 들어볼게요.
Alright, so today you showed a lot of aggressive plays. So the fans are actually calling you like the fire Terran, like a Terran on like igniting Terran. So can you talk us through about the fourth game and the fifth game?
Well, the fourth game is like a build that I saw him lose once. And then actually Sora said I shouldn't use it, but I was pretty certain he was going to overrun, which he did, so he used that because it's a really strong push if you don't have enough army, which he didn't. So that's why I prepared this. And in the last game, it's actually I didn't practice Nautilus because I thought he would ban it. But then I remember once that I was practicing against Zerg, and I remember this build is insanely strong on this map, and I know how to do it, so I just did it, and it normally works really well, especially if your scout is going roaches, which I did.
이제 네 번째 게임에 그 사용한 전략 같은 경우는 제가 한 번 패배한 경우가 있는 전략인데요. 이제 그 전략은 상대방이 이제 오버 드론, 이제 드론을 많이 만들면은 이제 매우 효과적인 전략이었고요. 이제 다섯 번째 게임 같은 경우는 이제 그 GSL Nautilus라는 맵에서 게임을 했는데 그 맵은 이제 그 상대방 선수인 그 박진혁 선수가 이제 비토를 할 줄 알았는데 비토를 안 해가지고 연습하지 않는 맵이었지만 그 맵에서 매우 그 파워풀한 전략을 알고 있었기에 그 전략을 사용했다고 합니다.
사실 박진혁 선수와 서로 잘 알고 있는 사이이기 때문에 연습을 어떻게 했는지도 궁금하거든요. 누구와 좀 연습을 했는지도 궁금하네요.
So since you and Armani are very close, you guys used to be roommates. So I'm really curious as to who you scrim with, who you practice with.
I play with Solar and Rogue. Those are normally the two Zergs I always play with because they are really good friends with me for very many years. And I play some games with Cham as well, but mostly Rogue and Solar.
네, 이제 그 주로 연습 경기 같은 경우는 강민수 선수와 이병렬 선수랑 많이 했습니다. 항상 그 이병렬 선수랑 강민 선수랑 이제 연습을 같이 하기 때문에 그 도움을 많이 받았습니다.
네, 이병렬 강민수 선수를 언급하셨는데요. 사실 박진혁 선수와 룸메이트로 지내셨었잖아요. 얼마나 또 같이 지냈었고 그 시간 동안 서로에게 도움이 됐었는지 좀 궁금하네요.
You know, you guys used to be roommates. So how long did you guys actually live together, and was this relationship like beneficial for both of you?
We lived together for 1 year or so. Yeah, I think we get along really well. You know, we have cultural differences, but I think overall it was a very good time. And actually today he told me, oh, sometimes I miss living with you. I remember how we used to live together. It was fun. So yeah.
이제 같이 1년 정도 살았었는데요. 그 당시에 이제 정말 친해질 수 있는 계기였고 지금도 오늘도 이제 박진영 선수가 저를 보더니 그 같이 살았던 그때가 그립다고 할 정도로 그 좋은 경험이었다고 합니다.
그렇군요. 그런데 왜 헤어지셨을까요?
But then why did you guys become separate?
He went to live with his girlfriend in Seoul. That's why.
그 박진영 선수가 여자친구와 같이 살러 가가지고 결국 그렇게 결별하게 되었다고 합니다.
I stay alone.
이제 그 후아는 혼자 살았고요.
그렇군요. 알겠습니다.
슬퍼요.
슬프대요. He
네,
said.
슬프다고 또 말씀을 하셨는데요. 자, 이렇게 박진혁 선수와의 절친과의 또 오랜만의 경기였고 오늘 좋은 결실 만들게 됐습니다. 마지막으로 팬들에게 한마디 들어보겠습니다.
So after a long, fierce match against Armani, you gained the win, and now you move to the Code S. So anything else you want to say to the fans?
Thank you for supporting me and cheering me. I don't think I played too well today, but my builds were pretty good, I think. And I don't know, just thanks to my team and follow me on Instagram, SpeCial2.
저를 이제 항상 응원해 주신 팬들에게 감사드리고요. 제 팀인 사이스톤 게임도 정말 감사하고 그리고 제 인스타그램도 팔로우 해주시기 바랍니다.
알겠습니다.
인스타그램 아이디는 잘 못 들었어요.
SpeCial2.
Special S2?
SE2.
Special SC2? Special SC2라고 합니다.
네, 꼭 추가하도록 하겠습니다.
follow
네.
주세요.
네, 알겠습니다. 다시 한번 16강 진출 축하드립니다.
Congratulations.
감사합니다.
자, 이렇게 코드의 1일차 마지막 선수
Alright.
스페셜 선수
An
만나봤는데요.
excellent interview
오늘
there.
경기 최종 정리 확인해 보시죠.
I'm a little bit startled, honestly, to learn that Armani moved out of being roommates with SpeCial to moving with his girlfriend. That it's like he needs a life coach. If my wife would let me, I would live with SpeCial. You know, it's you can't imagine to have a better roommate than this, but
Right.
such is the way of things. These are the players who advanced tonight. Zest over Classic, Dream over Creator, and SpeCial over Armani. This is the closest day at Code I think we've
that was
had.
a very fantastic game of tonight.
And what was your favorite series overall?
I like Dream versus Creator.
Yeah?
Of the last game where
was
he
pretty close.
constantly doing 3 racks, Steam Pack with the Combat Shield upgrade. He was so confident with the build. Remember, like, I was kind of like arguing, like,
Yeah.
why not just get +1? But I was wrong. He was right.
Yeah, well, Dream is great. Now, our next match, guys, on Thursday, we're going to have Ragnarok against SOS, Byun against Percival. Oh my god, that's going to be awesome. Solar versus Gumiho. Dude, I'm going to be heartbroken all over the place on Thursday. 3 of these players aren't going to advance to Code S.
Yeah, it is.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. Dude, like, I love Solar, but Gumi God. We gotta have him move forward. Come on.
I want to see SOS against some other Terran players. I know he loves to use Warp Prison with High Templar and using Storm Drop against
yeah.
the Bio Ball all the time.
No, SOS is a
It's
mad
so
genius.
beautiful. I want to see it again.
And honestly, Byun Percival, that's going to be crazy because Percival is super aggro, so he's kind of similarly styled to Byun. Byun has been a little bit up and down for us. His best games look like he can win GSL, and then sometimes his wrist starts affecting him and he plays a lot worse. So I don't know exactly how that's going to go. I think it's Byun favored, but we'll see about that. It's been a great night. It's going to be an amazing season of Code A. We do have a couple days left here. You know, if you're just tuning in and didn't hear this before, of course, Tasus unfortunately has to miss Code A. He's in quarantine. He's safe. He's fine. He's happy. Go watch his stream. But yeah, that pretty much does it for tonight. Scan, thank you so much for joining me here today and bailing me out of having to do a solo cast.
I enjoyed this StarCraft 2 cast.
Yeah. It's great to have you, Scan, of course, a wonderful StarCraft 1 pro gamer, so definitely give him a follow. Check him out as well. And yeah, I think that just about does it. Make sure that you are tuning in for all of Code A. We are back, and we will be having it on Mondays and Thursdays. Of course, next Monday we'll be having our last 2 Code A matches as well as that group selection phase. So thank you for watching, guys. We will see you on Thursday.